Hey there, YouTube family. We've got a lot going on in the markets. It's been an incredible day. I did some profit taking. I actually shot this video yesterday. I wanted to post it today, but I'm having to reshoot because of so many changes. But I did two crypto videos. Little did I know that the SEC was going to be coming out with these big news events, these lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase, and I wanted to jump on and discuss those with you, give you some thoughts, and also cover some of the big stocks that I've traded this last week. The SEC sued Coinbase and Binance, but they're very, very different lawsuits. The way that Gary Gensler went about launching these lawsuits back to back really showed me that he is against crypto. He's against the very industry that he's been tasked with supporting and regulating. In my view, this guy is an enemy of crypto, enemy of the people, and positioned himself as an enemy of innovation. His very job is to provide guidelines for crypto exchanges to make a way for investors to participate safely in the technological boom that is blockchain. World-changing technology, world-changing opportunity, and he's simply not doing his job. Instead, he seems to be wanting to get in the way and threaten the progress. Now, I want you guys to imagine this with me. I was thinking about this yesterday. I was thinking about the California gold rush back in the 1800s. This is when a time when average Americans, working class people, could load up the wagon, they'd take the pickaxe and the shovel, the family mule, and they would set off to stake their claim, their gold mine claim, and hopefully get rich, dreaming, working hard, and mining for gold. What Gary Gensler is doing to the public right now would be equivalent to blowing up the bridges and the highways to keep prospectors away from the gold-laden mines. He is restricting, not helping, and using the excuse that this was for their own good to protect them from all that risk of potentially getting rich. Gary, with the power of the SEC, claims that Coinbase is selling securities, that they are acting as an exchange and not protecting the investors, and that their staking program is illegal. Now, let me break that down a little bit. I would agree that there's probably a lot of altcoins that are probably securities. But the problem here is that the SEC has refused to clarify and provide regulations early on so that these exchanges could act accordingly. So it's kind of like this is so new. We don't know exactly what you guys are doing and how it will change the world, so we're going to provide no leadership even though you have repeatedly asked for it, and instead we're going to wait and see what you guys do, and then later on we're going to declare that illegal after the fact. Coinbase is a publicly traded company with open books and verifiable accounting. I think that by doing that, they've tried to position themselves in good faith towards the general public as being safe and attempting to follow regulations. And as far as their staking program, in my view, Gary is simply trying to protect the interest of the large banks that either don't want to compete or simply can't compete with the generous staking opportunities that exist within the crypto market. They're trying to tie Coinbase's hands so that the Fed can push out his new FedNow CBDC. It seems obvious. All of this was done on the heels of a lawsuit against Binance and CZ. Now that lawsuit is far more serious, and I want to break down the difference between the two. Binance and CZ is being accused by the SEC of fraud and theft and the illegal use of client funds, which are extremely serious accusations. All Coinbase is being accused of is largely operating without or outside regulation. Now, I've got a lot to break down today. I'm going to give you guys my opinion on this Binance lawsuit, as well as go over the impact that it might still have in crypto. We saw what it did the other day, but there may be more coming down the line. This is the Stocks with Josh show. I'm in New York, the city that never sleeps. Right now, apparently there's a Canadian forest on fire, causing the skies to be overcast here, so it's a really odd time to be in the Big Apple. Still having a good time. In a couple hours, I'm going to be doing the meet and greet with a lot of you. I'm super stoked about that. Look forward to meeting you guys. As always, thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the new subscribers joining the community. Say hi in the comments for me. The market, it pushed higher today, it pushed higher yesterday, and I think a little bit has pulled back. I think we could possibly be entering into a pullback, but the Tesla, Google, Amazon, BABA, and Bitcoin gains were huge. This is not a suggestion for what you guys should buy, sell, or hold, but I'm just going to go through some of my positions. Tesla, I told everybody, I wanted to get on yesterday and tell you guys that today it was going to hit 230. I saw it plain as day. It did hit 230. Google, I told you guys that if we got to close above 126, that would be bullish, and we saw a big jump in Google today. But we sold back beneath 126, so we've got to take caution. Now, if we get back above 126 on Google, I think it can go to 135, but we cannot go to 135 unless we close and stay above 126. That's your line in the sand. Now, Apple sold off today. I still think it's possible for it to get up to 189, but we have to take the idea of that off the table until we get above and stay above 182. Right now, it keeps selling beneath that, which means that if it stays beneath it, the markets can continue to sell off. But if we get back above that number, it means that we'll push higher. So that's a strong indicator for me. Alibaba. Bob has been very active the last couple days trying to break above that $87 mark. And I'm going to tell you guys that that still is the level that it has to close above. If it closes above on the daily or weekly above 87, we could absolutely push up to $97. But if we lose that level and we come back to 80, then it's going to be a very dangerous stock to be in because it would probably go back and test its lowest low. So above 87, we're shooting up to 100. Below 80, we're going to go into possibly finding a new low. Bitcoin did exactly what I told you guys it was going to do on Monday. I said we're going to come down to 25,500. We're going to touch it. We're going to kiss it. And then we need to turn around and get to 26,500 by the following day. And that's exactly what it did. Bitcoin maintained its support level and it came off of it like a rocket, which was a great confirmation that the bullish trend in Bitcoin is still on track. Think about what just happened here with Gary Gensler. He basically came into the crypto party, kicked down the door with his SWAT team, attempting to take a stab at the heart of crypto, but the market responded with a lot of resilience. Now, in my last two videos, I highlighted some important cryptocurrencies. Now, I want you guys to make sure you watch those videos because I think they're going to be important in the days ahead. I covered some cryptos that Gary Gensler has on his hit list. There's Solana, Cardano, Matic, Near Protocol. Those are all securities that basically he's targeting from this point forward. I don't think, though, that he can win this fight. And on that point, Coinbase, I think, is going to fight him, and they're very well funded, as well as these projects themselves are very well funded. I seriously doubt that he has the strength, the resources, and the team to actually bring crypto down. I think at some point he's trying to bring them down to a place where he can negotiate and push through some regulation. He may be trying to kill some projects, but he can't bring crypto down. He's just not big enough. It's a global movement, and the crypto market showed it. None of these coins fell apart. Some slightly pulled back, and then since have moved even higher. Having said that, let me draw out the difference between today's action by the SEC and yesterday's action by the SEC. He did not go after Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, directly. If he had, it would have indicated that he thought that there was some criminal action at Coinbase, which he did not. This is simply a regulatory compliance issue. But with Binance, the accusations were far more serious. They were criminal, which I'm going to tell you guys that I think there's going to be some legitimacy to the SEC's claims regarding Binance. The accusation is that they have commingled their funds between their money they make and their investors' money, done the same thing that FTX did, and have invested and put that commingled money at risk, even losing large sums. I think that's absolutely possible. On that note, I have said on this channel repeatedly, get your money off of Binance, put it on a cold storage wallet. It shouldn't be on Coinbase either if you can avoid it. If you've got over $5,000, and I'm not making a recommendation, but if I had over $5,000 on it, I would not feel comfortable keeping it on Coinbase. Now, you guys might be saying, well, this doesn't really affect me. I don't have any money on Binance. Well, it does. Binance, these guys have become the last man standing in the crypto market after FTX imploded, which they themselves had a hand in bringing FTX down. But here's the facts. Binance controls 92% of Bitcoin spot trading volume. That's pretty much all of the Bitcoin trading, and 66% of all trading in the crypto market worldwide. So if what the SEC is accusing them of, then the bottom line is that crypto does have a serious problem. Now, I'm just going to tell you guys, my opinion is that they're not going to bring Binance down. They don't have the power or the ability. What I'm hoping for out of this would be more transparency with what's going on with Binance's financial situation, which even that, they don't really have the power to get a hold of. And I think that a lot of powerful people don't believe that they have the power to bring Binance down, so that's why there wasn't a massive sell-off. I want you guys to keep in mind that Coinbase only handles 8% of all crypto trading. The good thing about this action as it relates to Coinbase is that with naming the coins that they've named, it could mean that we're on the verge of getting clarity and regulation from the SEC moving forward, which would actually be a massive win for crypto, bringing in all the institutional investors. The big money is not going to invest in crypto until there is regulation and clarity. In the meantime, the big concern is that Coinbase could pull these coins that the SEC claims are securities from their platform the way that they pulled XRP. Now that would be serious and it would damage these projects. But at the moment, Coinbase has put out a statement suggesting that that might not happen, saying that they're willing to work with the SEC outside of litigation, which seems very reasonable. They want to come into compliance, and that, but for the time being, they're going to continue to conduct business as usual. I trust the Coinbase's CEO to fight when it's appropriate and to comply when it's appropriate. I think he's actually doing a really good job. And in a future video, I'm going to break down whether Coinbase is a good investment. I'm going to give you guys some fresh technicals on them as well, because I believe that it was an opportunity to buy in the last couple of days. You know, I'll give you the support and resistance on Coinbase. Mara and Riot have done pretty well, and here's the deal there. If Bitcoin takes off, Mara and Riot typically move before Bitcoin moves, and they'll go much higher percentage-wise. I'm going to cover those very soon as well. That's it for today, guys. Hit that like and subscribe. As I said at the beginning of the video, it's paid off to hold on to my winners, but I did take some profits today. I'll go into more in-depth about that in the next video. Right now, we've had a little bit of a step back. We got to figure out whether we're going to push higher. There is a likelihood that we'll push higher, but I think we'll easily come back 100 points on the SPX. That's in a nutshell what I think. Guys, see you in the next video. Take care. Peace and blessings.